Greetings and salutations, YouTube. Friar Chuck here, and we are back with episode number 3 of our Madden 25 Los Angeles Chargers franchise. Uh, and last episode, we took on the division rival Las Vegas Raiders, and we came away with a big time win. Um, go check that out if you didn't, and see for yourself how we did. Uh, we did a lot better than I was expecting. So yeah, you can see some of our stats up there. We've got a couple of league leaders after week 1, but I meant to do some. Oh no, we've already set scouting. But let's kind of go over it here at the start. Um, oh, that's interesting. So let's kind of go position by position and look at guys. Obviously, we're not super interested in the quarterback position, but as you can see, there are apparently 2 good ones. 3 true first round guys. Not a super deep quarterback class, but that's okay, I think. Um, and then at halfback, we've got a few guys projected to go in the first round. Bart Evans, Lamarcus Thurman, Calvin McCollum, Trayvon Branson, Harold Gales, Carlos Leonard, Matt Carey is a 6 foot, 230 pound running back. Jose Lowry is 6 foot, 232. But they keep getting bigger. So those are some those were some guys that I definitely want to keep an eye on. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Um, and then these other guys up near the top too are worth noting. Wide receiver, not a super deep wide receiver class. Got one really good one. It looks like Tremaine Barksdale. He's probably going to be a physical archetype. 6'3", 234, and 6'4", 230. Are you sure these guys aren't tight ends? They end up being a tight end. Okay, you got these 2 guys, Michael Starks and Tyrell Nixon, who are both tight ends. They appear to be pretty good. Offensive line we're really pretty good on, other than guard. So let's kind of take a look at these first few guys. Defensive end, we're just gonna look at like the guys that are kind of projected first couple rounds, and then go from there. Outside linebacker, we're gonna need middle linebacker. Lucky we don't really need one. Corner, we got a few guys that are uh, rated pretty high. Jeffrey Carr looks like he's making moves, but his play rec is real bad. So we'll see. And that's really it for now. We'll figure out more about the scouting later. Um, we got the Carolina Panthers this week. Let's kind of have a little looky look at their roster and see what's the what with them. See what kind of offseason additions they made and who they lost. Quarterback is still Bryce Young. He's a 74 overall. Still has the QB of the future tag, but Andy Dalton is only 1 overall point worse than him. So we'll see how that goes for them. They've got rookie Jonathan Brooks, whose rating is way higher than I was expecting. 79, solid. In real life, obviously he went down, or he is still recovering from a torn MCL, I think, that he had at Texas last year. Um, so he's going to miss the first few weeks, which means you'll probably see a lot of Chuba Hubbard at the beginning. Wide receiver room is a little bit better than it was last year. Brought in Deontay Johnson, who doesn't catch touchdowns. Um, Adam Thielen is still a solid contributor. Xavier Legit was their second round pick, I believe. or one of their second round picks. They've also still got Jonathan Mingo, Terrence Marshall, and Mapletron, Chase Claypool. Tight end, they brought in CJ Uzoma. Oh, and they did actually draft Jatavion Sanders. Does he have a hidden dev? He should have. He was the second best tight end in the class. Ike Ekwonu, Damian Lewis, they brought in free agency. They've got Austin Corbett. Robert Hunt, I think they brought in free agency. Taylor Moton is still there. Ashawn Robinson, Derek Brown, Henry Anderson, and Shy Tuttle at D tackle. Brought in Jadeveon Clowney to replace Brian Burns, who is now with the Giants. Josie Jewell is joining Shaq Thompson at inside linebacker. They signed DJ Wanham from the Vikings. J.C. Horn is still here. Troy Hill, Dane Jackson, Charles Smith Wade, DiCaprio Boodle. That's a name. Xavier Woods here, and Jordan Fuller, who they got from Washington. So not really a whole lot to worry about there. You know what I didn't do? I didn't go look at who was on practice squads. See if any of them were worth bringing around. Justin Ross is an interesting name. Daniel Falele is on the Ravens practice squad. Part of me wants to sign him just for the memes. He's an absolute unit of a human. Is what it is. We'll leave it. And we are going to take on the conference. Week 2. Next question. Happy with how the players battled. I mean, the defense picked off 5 passes. It's kind of hard not to say them. Which player got the game ball? Yeah, I mean, I definitely would give it to Alohi Gilman. +3 to play rec and man coverage. That's cool. Weekly strategy. Um, being honest, I'm not super worried about the deep pass. Medium pass, yes. Their defense had a really good season, or a really good game. So just start trying to run the ball and see how it goes. We have any upgrades? We do. Another one for Joe Alt, maybe? Would be cool. Tuli Tui Pelotu. Put one into run stopper, make him a little bit more balanced. We do have 30 coach points, so let's spend those. Um, you can't get the final piece. I can't afford it. Okay, he does have the quarter points. I think they upped the cost of some of these. Because I do not remember it being this expensive. So they do have 3 superstars in Taylor Moton, J.C. Horn, and Derek Brown that we have to look out for. Did they change that helmet? It doesn't look good. I don't like that the Panther is like actually on there. I want it to just be the blue outline and be part of the helmet, but whatever. Okay, so I, in my personal opinion, I think that the Raiders are better than the Panthers. I don't know. Maybe they don't have as good of a roster. Obviously, if you look at the best players on the Panthers and the best players on the Raiders definitely win because they've got Max Crosby and Devontae Adams. But we'll see how it goes. So Carolina's going to start off with the ball at 27. Khalil Mack nearly got there. Did deliver a bit of a hit there on Bryce Young, Mr. Oompa Loompa himself. He deep. Christian. Oh, I thought he had it. He was turned around in perfect position, but he drops it. I think the wide receiver may have made a decent play on that. And Bryce Young rolls right into Khalil Mack for his first sack of the season. Got the interception last game, and now he's going to get on the board with his first sack. Kick this one away to Davis. He's only going to pick up 5, 6, 7 yards. Ball to 36 now. To get Josh Palmer a little more involved. Gus Edwards with a big run here. He's going to pick up 18. Heck yeah. Like I was saying, I would like to get Josh Palmer more involved. He is technically the best receiver on our team. Oh, and he drops it. I said we wanted to get him more involved. I tried, and he drops it. What can you do? Hayden Hurst playing against his former team. Picks up the first there. Ball on the 28. Looking like we played NCAA there with that cutback. Nice run for Dobbins. And we've got the ball at the 8-yard line, looking to score here. Herbert hit as he threw, and that is going to fall harmlessly to the turf. Not before hitting the one of the Panthers defenders back of the head. Had that played perfectly. Third and goal now from the 10. Not really the situation you want to be in, and Herbert goes down. So we kind of stopped running there, and I think that's what hurt us. Dicker, the kicker, up, and it is good. 3-0. Chargers. First field goal of the season. I hazard a guess and say that was much better than our first field goal with West Virginia. Oh. Nice return there by Xavier Legit. I think that's how you say his last name. I'm not 100% positive, but I'm pretty sure it's Legit. And we're going to get called for roughing the passer. I should have just held off. I can't help it that he's tiny. Roughing the passer on Morgan Fox, 15 yards for Carolina, and they are at the 39 now. Nice little boost for Carolina. They picked up the first down anyway, but then got the bonus, obviously. I think the Panthers had a pretty solid draft. They needed a lot of help, but they didn't have a first-round pick after trading up for Bryce Young, and you can kind of debate the validity of that. I mean, they won 2 games last year. Would have had the number 1 pick had they not traded it to Chicago. And then they could have come away with Caleb Williams as opposed to Bryce Young. So, really, Chicago has played the last 2 off seasons and last 2 drafts perfectly. They don't take, as Carolina is going to get in, Jonathan Brooks with the score. Shouldn't even be playing. 7-3 Carolina. But yeah, I mean, Chicago last offseason traded back from the number 1 pick. They were able to get a new tackle. to give them some help on the offensive line, then and secure DJ Moore to be their new #1 receiver, which in itself was basically 2 first-round picks for the price of one. And they ended up getting the #1 overall pick in this class, plus they still had the #9 pick, which was their own. There's Josh Palmer. He's going to score. 74 yards for Palmer. He had 1 catch last game, and it wasn't nearly as impactful as this one. 10-7, Los Angeles. So the Chargers have obviously had some pretty good teams in the past. A couple that have got to the Super Bowl, like the Dan Fouts era back in the 80s, I believe. Okay, that's a hold on Perryman. Had him like around the neck. Anyway, yeah, Dan Fouts era, and then of course they had the Philip Rivers era when it was, you know, it had several good teams in there. But they had, you know, Philip Rivers, and that is tipped by Morgan Fox. 2nd and 10. And being honest, I kind of want to get them back to like it was with Philip Rivers, LaDainian Tomlinson, Antonio Gates. Nice catch. I don't know who it was that made that, but that was a hell of a catch. 3rd and 4 now. But yeah, then they had some good defenses in there too. The Sean Merriman. I'm sure there were probably some other really good defensive players that they had then, who I can't think of now. But Vincent Jackson was a receiver on their team. That team. Actually, Vincent Jackson may not have come until a little bit later. He may have been with like. No. He may have been with like Danny Woodhead and Ryan Matthews and all them. And that is incomplete. And I believe that is going to force 4th down. No. 3rd and 2.
Well, beyond the physical traits, there are certain types of players teams are just looking for in the draft. Guys who fit the identity and culture of the building and also match up with their schemes on the field. Looking at a couple names in front of us here, Kate, they just feel
But
like they've
kind
got
of the
the
problem for our
right
team,
guts.
Legit maybe, yep, leaving the game. Unfortunate for Carolina. Kind of the future of their receiving room. But yeah, for us to kind of try and replicate that, we've got our quarterback with Herbert to replicate the Philip Rivers. We are a long ways from having a LaDainian Tomlinson. Don't have an Antonio Gates. And they managed to fit that in there. Touchdown, Carolina. They are going to review it here, so maybe coming back. Gilman kind of tried to make a play on the ball, but just didn't have enough height on his jump. 1. Oh, he's not in. That's an incomplete pass. Yeah. Okay, they turned it around. Shoot, yeah. 3rd and 1 now for Carolina. We'll see how they play this. Young looking to pass, and it goes to Chuba Hubbard. Just a little past the line of scrimmage, and he's going to manage to scamper for about 7 or 8. 1st and 10 now from the 14. So obviously they can pick up the first without scoring. Ooh, nice moves there by Bryce Young in the pocket. Gotta respect that as he avoids Khalil Mack there. But Jonathan Brooks is going to run right into Asante Samuel Jr. And it is now 3rd and 7. We'll see if Young is going to try and get this snap off before the quarter ends. Got a few seconds, and nope, he's going to let it roll into the second quarter. Carolina giving us a much more competitive game. It is now 10-7. So I don't know if this year's Madden is as playbook dominated as the last few have been. It's a nice pass over the middle to Ian Thomas. Morgan Fox with a nice play. So, excluding that, the roughing the passer penalty, which was 100% my fault, Morgan Fox has had a good game. He managed to bat that screen away, and then he's got the TFL. There's no way. Bryce Young is making some incredible throws here. They are going to review that one as well. Shout outs to this referee crew for getting this stuff right. I do think he has that one, though. Unless he didn't have it before his knee hit. Well, I think that's a catch. So Jonathan Mingo is going to come away with the touchdown, it looks like. And, yep, they give it to him. Carolina is going to take a 4-point lead here. They'll have to go do something about that. 15 plays, 93 yards, 5.5 minutes. Scored twice. Yeah, bad return there. Turn around. He's still going. Hayden Hurst. And I just realized we had Hayden Hurst last year when I started that Panthers franchise. And we have him once again. Herbert hit as he threw there. We need to be running the ball more. Get the Gus Bus going. Four-yard gain. Look at this deep dig. Threw it just a touch. Xavier Woods is there. I didn't realize that was 3rd down. I probably wouldn't have taken a deep shot like that. I would have just tried to pick up the first, but we punted away 14-10 for Carolina. We are not able to go down and take the lead or get it any closer. We just kind of let the tight end there just run free. Third and 6. Jonathan Brooks is only able to pick a couple. 4th and 6. Nice job by our defense, and we have got an injury. Looks like that's our starting right end, whose name I don't know how to pronounce. We need a new starter there, just so I don't have to learn it.
Got 46 on his first punch, and this one's pushing a little more distance. And they bring him down to
Davis goes down,
return.
picks up no gain.
So no return on that punt.
Let's go down and score here.
And the offense ready to head back out onto the field. Herbert back to throw. That's complete to
J.K. Dobbins
And he'll get
picks
it
up
over the
8.
38-yard line before going down.
That's what you call efficiency.
The Bogby,
Exactly what you're looking for in first
I
down.
think, something like that. We're gonna switch, sub him out though. Let him take a break.
You want to take a shot downfield.
We're not really losing much.
They're set up with second
Subbing in the other guy. I mean, it's a difference between like a Quentin Johnston down the field. Nice catch.
Now about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset.
So with the passing mechanic that we're using here, it's designed to be like we control the power and the placement, and then the rest of the accuracy is 100% up to the quality of quarterback. So if we were using Nathan Peterman, everything would be getting intercepted.
And he manages to reach the 19 before he stopped. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7. From the 19. Cox on the left side.
Disley there picks up 3.
Works this to the 15 before they make the stop.
Would have been a lot cooler if you picked up 4, but it is what it is. So I got to keep in mind, Justin Herbert is actually pretty fast, so scrambling with him is an option. Oh, that's twice on 3rd down now that we've tried to go to McConkey deep, and we didn't get it either time. God, kicking is so much easier in this game. I would have probably missed that kick in NCAA. I feel like y'all know that that's true too, if you've been watching. If you haven't, go check it out. We have a lot of fun over there.
Return starts at the 9. And he's brought down. The offense will come onto the field. The Carolina offense headed out now. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner. So hopefully this one has some better legs to it. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Completed here to Uzama. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. To the line we go.
Denzel Perryman's another guy that I'd probably be looking to trade. The 3 guys that I've got on the trade block are Denzel Perryman. Tried to make a play on it. I did appreciate the animation there. He actually like responded to what I was doing, but we give up the touchdown to Adam Thielen. The old man there. The old man in the sea. But yeah, it was actually a really good animation. We just kind of missed. I feel like if that was a better corner, we may have picked it off. But if y'all remember, Asante Samuel is our one good corner. Everybody else sucks. We're going to look to improve that. We do actually have some salary cap space, and we're going to be getting even more relief. Davis gets it to the 50. Not quite enough breakaway speed there. He kind of had to wiggle his way through a good bit of traffic. But we've got good field position here. Minute 46 left in the half. Nice job there by Carolina. Not sure who that was for them. 45? Is that a number? I don't know. That's what it looked like. I don't know who that is. Nice job by Josh Palmer. And we are forced out of bounds. Pick up the first. 2 catches, probably up over 100 yards now, or getting real close. I didn't see what the number was. with this passing mechanic, it feels like you have a lot better use of plays over the middle. Like in previous Maddens, you really didn't want to throw it over the middle unless you had a guy just standing completely alone there. Flag was thrown. We'll see what it is. Okay, we talked about this in West Virginia Dynasty. How the hell are you holding on a screen pass? That got thrown early too, so I feel like a nice job by Palmer and a good throw by Herbert there. Hayden Hurst, no, not quite. Gonna go ahead and take a timeout just to give us some wiggle room. We can think a little bit. 21-13. If we score here, we have another decision to make. Obviously, is it already a go for two situation? I think we give it to the Gus Bus and let him push us in. Okay, lost a yard there. Where's the strong toss? Nice block pickup by Ben Mason. Almost didn't make it, but I'm not opposed to calling a timeout and going for two. Who gets the ball out of the half? We can figure that out. And I feel like this isn't cheating to look at because scoring summary. Who? I think we did. So they're going to get the ball out of the half. I'm calling a timeout. Not the best use in the world of a timeout, but there's 17 seconds left, so I kind of feel like I'm not wasting anything. Do it again. Even better blocking. Worked like a charm, and we managed to tie it up here. So great call there. Like I said, not ideal use of a timeout. I should have decided that before I lined up there, but I honestly wasn't paying attention, if we're being completely honest. Should switch to that heavy, but managed to hold him to a 1 yard loss. Love to see that. Is Young going to run another play? I would have. Carolina doesn't really have a big play offense. And Deontay Johnson and Xavier Legette are pretty fast. They're decent deep threats, but Deontay Johnson is a lot like Julio Jones. He doesn't score touchdowns. We get the yardage. So keep that in mind if you are. Keep that in mind if you're a fantasy football player. We didn't really run inside that much. Yeah, he's been really good down the field. Oh, never mind. They got the ball first. I stand by my decision.
Return starts at the 9. Finds some space. He's past the 30.
Ball on the 35.
Is the 35 before they can stop him. The Chargers and Joshua Palmer set to go to work again.
Herbert is not really a run the read option type of fast. He's more of a. I kind of view him more as like a Tony Romo. Actually, Tony Romo is a pretty good comparison for Justin Herbert. Herbert's just got a better arm. A lot better. But Quentin Johnston and Herbert overthrows him. Johnston had him beat. He had a couple steps on him, but Herbert overthrows it, unfortunately, and that is going to bring up a 3rd and 8. I don't know why the route on the up top there is running an out, but doesn't matter. Palmer's got 132 yards today, so he's making up for not having any catches last game. I'm about it. Like I said, we need to develop a receiving room, and if the 3 guys that we have playing, if they all. So that right there, that play is a prime example of the difference between this passing and what it's been like in the past. So through that play on the slant, past Madden's, it would have gone directly to that linebacker that was sitting there. That's why I didn't throw it to Hurst. But with this, we were able to kind of control more where it was going, kind of like that. And we were able to get it in behind him, but still hit Palmer in stride. Ball on the 7 now. Nice job there by Quentin Johnston. Brad McConkey delivers. He's contributing today now too. So I started talking earlier about players that I'm going to be looking to trade this season, and I don't think I ever really finished. The main 3 people on that list are, unfortunately, Khalil Mack. I just don't see us re-signing him, and I don't want to lose him for nothing when he's going to be super valuable. Oh no, broken tackle. They got Miles Sanders returning kicks. That's wild. Great field position for Carolina now. But yeah, Khalil Mack, just simply as we're not bringing it back next year. Let's get some value out of him. Yeah, they do that all the time in the NBA with their stars. They know they're not coming back, so they get something for them. Denzel Perryman is on that list. He's with Colson there. We don't really need him. So he's kind of just a surplus, and we might get a late round pick for him. And picks are nice. And then the other guy would be DJ Chark. He's not playing for us at all. And honestly, like, even if one of our top 3 receivers got hurt, I would probably still move up like Brendan Rice or something to take their spot over DJ Chark. DJ Chark's not going to develop at this point. Like, if you were just force feeding him the ball, yeah, you could get him to develop, but that's not really through any natural progression. That's just you deciding that you really like DJ Chark for some reason. And it's a shame, too, because he has all of the tools to be a good wide receiver. He's got great size, really good speed. Nice run there by Jonathan Brooks as they're down on the 4. God, I wish the Cowboys would have drafted him. Tough out here being a Cowboys fan. But my sports teams, we've talked about this in the past on here, I think, but I am a Cowboys fan in the NFL. Longhorns, Texas is my preferred college team, and they match us with the score. That's 2 touchdowns now for Jonathan Brooks. But yeah, the Longhorns are my college team. For baseball, it is the Rangers. And then basketball, it's the Mavericks, and in hockey, it's the Vegas Knights. Yes, I know it's a collection of Dallas teams and then Vegas, and I actually can't stand the Stars. So, but for me, and I would like to point out that I've been following Vegas since their inception, and I'm not just bandwagoning them. And it was not where I meant to throw. Luckily, it just got tipped away. I was going to go to X. Actually, I was going to go to A, and then I saw X was more open, so I was going to go there. And then somehow my brain decided that Y was, in fact, what I meant. It was not. But either way, it's been a very, a very fruitful year, or a very fruitful couple of years for my sports teams. Vegas won the Stanley Cup 2 seasons ago, or yeah, 2 seasons ago, I guess. Texas just got into the playoff last year and is, considered one of the favorites. We've got Quinn Ewers, and then we've got Arch Manning coming up after that. So it's a good time to be a Longhorn fan. Rangers won the World Series for the first time ever last year, so that was nice. Dallas just got back in, or the Mavericks just got back into the finals, and their outlook is definitely looking up. And then there's the Cowboys, who just kind of are existing at this point. Existing in some weird space where Jerry Jones decides that he's not paying anybody. Ooh, love the aggressiveness from Coach here. Run a little mesh spot here, see if we can get someone open. There's McConkey turning upfield. Shout outs to my O-line, too. They have been excellent this season. We've had a lot of time for routes to develop. My offensive lineman was on the ground, slammed his fist. Like, oh, and as soon as I praised the offensive line, they let 3 guys through to sack Herbert. I, again, praised the animations already once. That was a really nice reception attempt animation by Johnston, as Dicker does get that through. 31-28. That his third field goal or his second? Third. It just looks. It doesn't look like a game where 3 field goals have been kicked by us. 7 seconds left now in the third quarter. Carolina is definitely keeping it close. I kind of figured this is the way it would be. I'm glad that it's a competitive game and we're not just running through them like we did with the Raiders. My defense has made some big plays, but they've also given up some stuff. This is I'm hoping that it doesn't change, because this is like a perfect all Madden. It feels like it would be difficult using a bad team, but a really bad team with a really bad quarterback, but we have a good quarterback, so it's okay. Good quarterback and a good offensive line, so that goes a long way. It's not just but it's not like pulling teeth to get anything accomplished on offense, and then pretty much just forget about defense, which is the way it's been in the past. Nice pass break up there by Colson. Oh, he forced a punt. And I would say, even for a game that's 31-28, it's been a really good defensive performance from both sides. Don't think there's been any interceptions thrown by either side, but just a really solid, some really good 3-and-outs. They've held us to field goals on 3 drives. And it took 2 really nice catches from them to, well, 1 really nice catch, I guess, to score. There's Donald Parham, former XFL star. There's Will Dissly, the backup tight end. Okay, getting these other tight ends involved. Love to see it. I don't really know why I'm passing so much. I mean, we want to score again, definitely. That's not... Zion Johnson is really small. I wonder if Madden fixed the custom draft classes this year. I mean, we're not going to know for a while because I doubt anybody has got a custom draft class made. If they do... Oh, no! Gus Edwards, torn labrum, will not be able to return for this game. That's probably 4 weeks, which means we will see him again after the bye week. So it is now J.K. Dobbins' backfield. J.K. Dobbins and Isaiah Spiller. Another nice throw by Justin Herbert. 357 and 2 touchdowns for Herbert. His good season continues. Palmer's happy he's getting involved. They're lined up in a way that this makes me feel like it's going to be very open. Quentin Johnston with the touchdown, and it was. I should have seen that sooner, but I was focusing on the wrong spots. 3rd touchdown for Justin Herbert. Quentin Johnston picks up his 3rd touchdown of the season. So he's got 3 now. Ladd McConkey's got 3, and Josh Palmer has 1. Not enough evidence for me to not draft a receiver, but maybe enough to say, okay, maybe we, instead of drafting a receiver in the first round, we move to the second, which is probably going to be the case anyway. I think I'd rather have a defensive lineman or a corner in the first round if there's one available. There's really not that many positions that we just don't need to draft. Quarterback and safety are about the only positions where I would say, yeah, we don't need anybody. I mean, if there was a middle linebacker up there that just looked like a god, I would probably take him because we are playing a 3-4. Now, also, with that being said, I would not be opposed to moving to a 4-3. Carolina moving here. They are going to need to move pretty fast because they've only got less than 5 minutes to get down there. Sorry, I got the hiccups a little bit. I don't know if y'all can hear it or not. Missed tackle. Nice hit there for Deontay Johnson. helmet looks a little bit better, like actually in play, but I still don't like what they did. This is one of my favorite helmets. Not as good as the icy white Bengals helmets, the like Siberian Tiger ones, but
Offense up to the line fast. From the 29. He finds Johnson. And they have this down to the 11 before
so unfortunately for us, we are only up by 10, which for Carolina means obviously they get a touchdown here. Nice play by Colson. He's had a great game too. He's turning into an absolute menace in the middle of the field. Carolina, obviously, they go down, they get their touchdown here. Good open field tackle. And then next drive, they only have to worry about getting into field goal range to send it to overtime, obviously, and they get their touchdown there. That's Chase Claypool, Mapletron. One of the best nicknames wasted on a terrible player. Honestly, with Chase Claypool, I think his entire problem is mental. I don't think he's bad. I just think he has convinced himself that he's bad. Or the rest of the world is convinced him that he's bad. Or the Steelers organization convinced him that he's bad. Dobbins with a nice run. Our line gets a big hole there. And that should take us down to the 2-minute warning. But you know me, we're going to let it get to 2:01 and then snap the ball, hopefully. Herbert wouldn't get set. 38-35. We have the lead here. Carolina has all 3 of their timeouts. Can't quite just kneel it out yet, I don't think. Now, if we get a first down here or on the next play, yeah, it's over 100%. Not a big enough hole there. Dobbins kind of gets caught between 2 offensive linemen. I don't really know how I feel about the pass here, but you know what Coach said? No, we're not. I lied. I think if that would have been pointed the other direction from the start. I probably played that really poorly because this game is not at all out of the way, even with this field goal. Field goal is up and good by Dicker, the kicker.
So after that make, a field goal won't cost them the lead, but a touchdown still ties it, or likely probably puts them down a point.
4 or 5 now.
Those moments where the defense now has clarity. They know what the stakes are and what they have to defend.
And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. They'll get this drive started. First and 10.
Yeah, chill to know. I'm never replacing Dicker. He will be our kicker forever. Okay. No timeouts for Carolina. They have used them all.
Panthers moving quickly.
Clock doesn't stop after a first down in the NFL.
Getting out to his left. And he just gets rid of it.
That was a really, really poor use of resources there by
To the incompletion.
Bryce Young. And by resources, I mean time. He ran like
To throw it.
over 10 seconds off of the clock just to throw it out of bounds. At least scramble and get some yardage.
And he does
Again,
get the winner
same
in
situation.
that one. And brings up third down.
Now they are pretty much stuck having to throw it into the end zone on this play. Or, throw it deep, get somebody open.
Do something. He did not force a throw and risk a pick. Instead, he just got rid of it and cut his losses.
And this one falls incomplete. No miracle.
And that's the game. Bryce Young doesn't know how to handle the end of the game.
So the Chargers
We
take
are
it on the
2-0.
road. And there was no
We've put up 40 points both games. Defensively, we were probably a little bit better the first game. Bryce Young, 287 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a 70% completion percentage. Not bad, but not bad for our defense, but not good either. Herbert, 21 of 31, 387, and 3 touchdowns. No picks today, so Edwards did have 73 yards and a touchdown before he went down from injury. Dobbins with 53 yards, so that's 126 yards. Not a bad game running the ball. Palmer 169 and a touchdown. Johnston 95 and a touchdown. Hurst had 67. McConkey only had 2 catches for 23 yards, but he did get that touchdown, so that's pretty big. 2 for 20 for Disley, 1 for 5 for Parham, and Dobbins with 8. Blocking, Connor Williams and Rashawn Slater both gave up sacks. Zion Johnson with 6 pancakes, though. He's killing the game. Colson led the team in tackles with 12. Defensive Rookie of the Year, maybe? Bosa, Samuel, Fox, and Hart and Mack all had TFLs. Mack had the only sack, and we had no interceptions or turnovers of any kind. Much closer game, but we did manage to prevail. Realistically, in real life, the Chargers should start the season 2-0. They play, they get Vegas at home, and then on the road at Carolina. Carolina's not good. The Raiders aren't good enough to. Okay, so Gus Edwards is out for 4 weeks with that torn labrum. Am I carrying 4 receivers or just one? Running backs, I mean. Okay, we did have 4. So Kamani Vidal is now the 3rd running back. Dobbins and Spiller will get. Well, Dobbins is going to get a lot more work now. I don't know who our back is going to be. Dobbins. And then. No, I'm not going to move Spiller in there. But yeah, in real life, I could realistically see the Chargers going 2-0. They don't have a hard schedule, and okay, so a few things here. Let's just take a look at our contract. Okay, we go into next season with 95 million in cap space, which is good when you look at the guys that are already on the list. Asante Samuel Jr. Josh Palmer, Connor Williams, which we knew because we picked him up in free agency. Doesn't have a lot of interest in re-signing with us, and I kind of don't care. Khalil Mack, we knew. Although he only wants 8.54. That's still 51.5. That signing bonus. And DJ Chark, we're going to try and move on from. Bolton, I'm okay with re-signing. He's been solid for us, and at $6 million a year, that's cheap. That's way too much for Boone Ford. I'm sorry. Rumph is a nice depth linebacker, and he's pretty young, so I'm good with that. Most of these guys don't have a lot of interest in coming back. Easton Stick will probably move on from and try and find another backup. Hurst, we'll see. Bozeman, maybe, maybe not. Perryman, okay, Perryman's going to be a free agent too. Okay, well, we're going to do this right now. Let's just. Okay. So we're going to have to give him a few more years, probably. We've got that 5th-year option on Zion Johnson. So based off of this, Morgan Fox, I'm probably not going to trade just because we don't have guys behind him. But DJ Chark, Khalil Mack, and Denzel Perryman, I'm going to try and move all of. Dobbins, I'm not real sure on that contract. It's kind of a long time for a running back. We'll give this now. Can we do the neutral offer? Sweet. So get a bit of a discount on Sante Samuel. Josh Palmer's only 24. Let's give him another year. Get him up to $5 million for the salary. And we bring him back in. A lot of our team's going to be pretty cheap, excluding Joey Bosa and Justin Herbert. That's why we're kind of trying to save money where we can. Christian Fulton on that deal is a definite yes. Not even thinking about it. But like I said, that contract for Herbert is going to be a problem for a long time, so we kind of have to work around that. And so some of these guys that we may be really interested in, whatever. Yeah, he's a fullback. Fullbacks are people too. I understand. Yeah, the Dobbins contract, I would have to seriously consider. Uh, it's just too much. It's too much for Khalil Mack at 33. He's productive, but I just can't pay that right now. So we'll go back and look at that. Okay, so this region we are going to look at corners. In the central, we are going to look at defensive ends. In this, we are going to go ahead and look at running backs. And then here we'll focus on corners. I'm not super worried about wide receiver anymore, honestly. Our guys have been playing really well, so I'm not gonna worry about that too much. And with that, we will wrap up the episode. In between episodes, I may go ahead and put Mack, Chark, and Perryman on the trade block and just see if anybody gives us offers. Chark and Perryman, I would probably be more willing to trade that way. We're not going to get enough of an offer for Mack to move on from him. But anyway, you guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Glad it was more competitive. I hope you guys are too. Next week should be a tough one with Pittsburgh coming in. We are the best offensive team and the best team against the run. But other than that, our defense is kind of. Pittsburgh should be a tough game. So that could be easily our first loss, and then after that we've got Kansas City. So don't expect much from that in that game. But yeah, guys, I'll see you later. This is Friar Chuck saying bye bye.